Okay. Pretty sure ad break stuff should be good by now. And if not, I'm going to fill some time a little bit while we wait for anybody else to join us late. But we are at the last part of our sticker base. Part 4, try 3, all that stuff. So we're going to try and finish strong, although I have some doubts, mostly because the prep I was doing wasn't quite working out. So we'll see what we can do. But let's talk about where we've been. We started off with the I want to track my sticker collection. Not super visible with the way these video icons are now, but I have a tool chest back there, and on top of the tool chest is all of my stickers, and there's quite a few. So I'd like to have something that tells me, hey, you have like 20. Stop. Don't collect more, right? So that's what we've been working on all this time. We haven't really paid too much attention to design, just focusing on getting it functional because we can prettify it later. So we've actually done quite a bit. Let's see. So we started off with, can we upload images locally? We're not really going to do AWS today. I just don't think we have time. I don't have capacity. We're going to be able to retrieve images, display them on the home page. And then we talked about setting up a MongoDB database and linking everything and making them editable. So basic CRUD functionality, not too much to ask for, but still a lot to ask for in terms of getting it all to work together when you're a little out of date on things. So we, in our first part, just set up like, can we submit images? Can we crop images? Yes, we can. It's super easy now. And in our part 2, we just spent it pretty much entirely on like learning more about MongoDB and figuring out some design decisions such that we could then implement what we need for the database because we have metadata for each stickers. And then we got into actually implementing that in what we had because we obviously had something functional and we were able to store images, especially when they were cropped. We just wanted more information about like what else goes with it. And so we talked about like, well, of course we want image metadata, but we also want like, well, where did you get it from? When did you get it from? What type of sticker is it? Maybe there's different types of stickers you might have, like hackathon stickers, demo stickers. There are plenty of different ways to organize information. And of course, the amount, very important. And maybe you want like a personal rating system of like the design of the sticker or the quality of the sticker itself. And if you happen to know the printer, more power to you. And that was our part 2. And then for part 3, we did hit a bit of a snag where I just wanted to make things editable. And I wanted to basically click on a div that is related to a sticker and be like, okay, let me go like update the amount because I found 4 more in my pocket, for example. Or maybe I, goofed when I wrote everything down. I was like, oh, wait, I didn't actually find this at this hackathon. It was that a friend gave it to me or a friend went and then like gave it back to me, whatever. Point is I wanted editing. And then about like leading into my prep work for part 3, I was like, oh, I haven't done any design work at all. But it turns out past me did do some design work. Made it look very pretty. You can go ahead and watch a recording. And then we talked about like, well, okay, like futures thinking. How would we want to organize this or render this to ourselves? Because this is meant to be a self-hosted application that you create, you clone this, upload it to your preferred cloud database, whatever, and that you can log in and set yourself as the only person who can log in. Maybe you want to showcase your sticker library, but you don't want people being able to edit or add to it. A nice thing might be like, oh, everyone can add to it. I'm not paying for all that storage. So I thought it was easier to just like, well, make it self-hosted where if you want to do it, then you can, or if you want to do a local instance, then you can. But you're not obligated to, you don't have to like contribute because otherwise then I'd be like pay me for storage. People might just add random images that have no relevancy. Like how do you quality control what people are adding to this database? That is such a futures problem. I just don't want to deal with it. I was like, no. So it's self-hosted. We talked about what we might do as far as design. Realistically, I'm going to choose MUI. I really love the Material UI library a lot. I'm probably going to implement that, not this stream, but just on my own after, because I've been very focused on functionality. If I start focusing on how pretty it looks, we're not getting anywhere. And then we also talked about auth blocks. Remember that mindset of like, I don't want anyone else to be able to edit this, especially if I host this online. I want people to be able to see my collection, but I don't want them messing with it. And so somebody had mentioned, JSON web tokens with bcrypt. And I looked into a library that does more than just that, called Passport, because I was like, yeah, the internet says it's fine, and I may as well learn. So bear with me today because I have never actually implemented an authentication library successfully, and even now I still haven't because my testing, there's some weird things. Maybe somebody might have some insight. And if you're new to this kind of stream that I usually do, it's that I'm like, tell me, like, or ask me, like, why didn't you use this library? And it's probably because I had no idea it existed. So feel free to give me recommendations for things that I might want to try, because I'm definitely going to refactor this project. But feel free to let me know, or like if you're confused about what I'm doing, ask me. And if I don't know, I will tell you how to find the answer, because I don't always know everything. And I'm like out of date on libraries and stuff, but I'm conceptually up to date, I guess. That's kind of the best way to describe it. But yeah, so we've got a pretty short to-do list, depending on bugs, might be a hot minute, where I want to implement Passport.js. We're not getting to MUI. I'm just calling it. With the amount of time it took for me to do my own versions and stuff, no, we're not going to get there. But also, I wanted to show off some of my stickers. Like, I've been talking about it for 3 streams now, and I really haven't shown anything of quality or value. And I was like, oh, I should do a photo op. And so I got a couple stickers, enough that I'm like, let's proof of concept this really well and truly. And then maybe we'll go through one of the bags of stickers I have in my tool chest, because goodness, there's quite a few. But we'll see. Do I have a link for the project so far? Excellent question. Let me go ahead and remove some stuff. Let me go pull it up. Copy. And no worries if you've missed the first few parts. Those are all on YouTube already, so you're welcome to go ahead and check those out. In case you're like, oh, I want to follow along and do stuff, or if you want to just clone the repo, that's fine too. This is no paragon of quality by any means. There's been a lot of learning and a lot of head scratching. There's still some things I'm like, I don't know why this doesn't work. I don't know why this generates 4,000 log files. Who knows? So that's a problem for future me as I learn more about it. Cool. Let me show you where we're at so far. Oopsie. Just want to show y'all where we're at so far. Also, because it takes forever to start things. Go ahead and finally get rid of those banners. That way folks can see. It's taking a hot minute to go ahead and upload things. That's fine, or at least to start the server. That's something else I want to investigate. I'm like, why do you take so long? Why? It makes me so concerned. Okay. So this is our web app so far. We have a login page. Unfortunately, it is hard coded for now, but we're gonna fix that. And I think I deleted. Yeah. So a little bit broken just because I've messed with some files and whatnot. But we get access to our dashboard. We can make edits to anything we've added, and I've messed around with the uploads folder that I have, but very quickly. I'm gonna go choose a file. I'm choosing a garbage-ish photo on purpose. I say garbage, but it's like a really nice logo. But as you can see, now we can, load a photo, get some information about it. We can click it. We can edit how many we have, etc. And these are just, digital files that are image files that I had that I've been using for testing. We can't delete stickers yet, mostly because I'm just deleting the database and then reinitializing it because I'm lazy. I really should make a delete route. We might do that depending on how much time we have. I haven't really thought it was important. But as you can see, like I said, we have basic functionality here. So what I'd like to do for today is actually switch this such that I can log in with an email or set up a username and password, and it will somewhat protect those editing aspects. So bear with me. Like I said, I'm learning about authentication just because I never did learn it, and now I have to. So here we are. Yeah, so we've got lots of nice functionality. So I'm going to go ahead and reset our working window. And we're probably not going to touch middleware. We are going to make a new model. That's going to be user.js because now we're going to have someone who's logging in. So we want to have a user collection, and that will be updated here in our sticker database. So you see I already have stickers, which has 2 items already. That goofy image link, because I've just been messing around with the internals. And then we'll eventually add into the users. I'm also totally snacking. I'm sorry. I was really hungry after lunch. What else do we need? We're also going to need another route. So currently we have sticker routes. These aren't locked behind by authentication by any means. They're just, the usual get, post, put, etc. So we're going to make another route that's going to be our auth routes. And we'll come back to that. And we don't need to touch uploads, but as you can see, there's already an image in here, which is what we had. And I have 2 separate projects, which is why there's weirdness / I keep deleting stuff. So ignore that. But this is our starting point for our backend. With doing authentication, from my limited understanding, obviously this needs to be done on the back end. We need to make sure that we save our users in our collection, which we're using Mongo in case you didn't have that context. And I really want to make sure that I have session tokens for now, just because I thought it was the easiest thing to set up for now. So we're going to be using passports. We'll have to install a few libraries, so we're going to have to close all these servers. But we'll close it up. We'll download some libraries and get started. So let's go ahead and we'll also close up our front end server because we will need to make a couple updates there. But let's see. What even did I need? Right. So since I'm using passport, this is the backend. Yes. People can see. Yes, we're good. Awesome. So I'm going to do npm install, and I'm going to do passport, of course. And because I'm using JWT, wow, I checked out on that one. And then I also need JSON web token, bcrypt, and we might need something in a little bit, but these are enough to get us started on oops-a-daisy. Oh, it would help if I spelled it correctly. Alrighty. And now let's go write some stuff. So let's go to our user. So this is all Mongo. We've installed stuff that we'll use in our auth routes and some other places. But we need to set up our collection. So much like we did for sticker.js, we need to, incorporate Mongo. We need a schema. Actually, wait, we're not going to name it that. I was looking into where should you hash your passwords? And I'm like, honestly, I would rather hash it as soon as it's added to the database rather than have it in my routes where there's any point of interruption, corruption, interception, whatever. And I was like, well, it makes the most sense to me to do it on the database, but maybe there's differing opinions. Maybe there's other places I should be doing this hashing, but that's for y'all to tell me or not. So we are going to need this here. I don't know why Copilot tells me to be crypt.js. Cool. Yes, I would like a user schema. Yes, they will have email. That seems reasonable. And then we're going to need a password. And come on, give me some suggestions. Or not. Great. Well, it's going to be of type string. And it's also going to be required. And you know what? For database purposes, we're going to make everything lowercase. because case doesn't matter with emails. It doesn't. It just doesn't. And we're going to go ahead and close that up. Okay, so fairly simple. Not much more than we need for that. But the thing that I was mentioning about how I want to use bcrypt to hash my passwords right when I'm hitting save into the database, we'll go ahead and do that. So user schema.pre, and my, again, limited understanding is that it's going to be just call this when you're saving it. And then I have this as an async function. Oh my gosh, I need that. Brain no worky. Brain no worky. Seems like people are using Next. I don't know why though. And then I want to make sure that things are not modified. Is modified. Password. Great. Thanks so much, Copilot. We'll see if that introduces a bug, because it's gonna. Always does. Write our catch. And for debugging purposes, console.log error. And we don't need to return. It's fine. Copilot. Take a chip out. Alrighty. So back to our try. And this is where I'm not super sure what the standard is. I saw some. I'm not sure if there's a better way to write this, but this is what I have. Oh, hello. Keep doing this. Most everybody was like using 10 rounds. So I'm like, okay, sure. That makes sense to me, I guess. Does not make sense to me. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to this. I'm grossly underprepared for this. Given the fact that I can't spell bcrypt. Oh my goodness. This is not that hard. I've been typoing on this thing all the time. You know what? I almost would have had 6 streams for this series, but the person who scheduled me was like, why don't we do other things? And I'm like, you know what? You were so right, because I am crashing and getting burned out on this project. Like, they knew, but I didn't know. They were looking out for me. They were a homie. All right, so it seems like 10 is the norm, but it's probably overkill. Sure, okay. We love going above and beyond here. And then we're gonna need the passwords comparison. So great, thank you. That's gonna break. I'm just gonna call it now. Bcrypt compare the passwords. I feel like maybe there should be an await somewhere in here, just in case it takes a minute. I don't know. But I do need some error handling, so we're gonna add it anyway. I'd rather just have error handling, just in case. Yeah. Password not match. And then let's get rid of this, and let's move this here. Still had a return, so we'll do that. And then we'll add in the wait. Okay. I feel marginally better about this. Emphasis on marginally. And going to our auth routes. Let's see. Okay, so sticker, we have our, post, put, whatever. But with auth, my understanding is we're only going to really need login and registration. So nice. Router.post. Great, thank you. Yes. Add user, await, save, return JSON. I'm not looking forward to this. We're going to come back to that. Router.post. Yes, login. Great. What will you tell me? How much will I hate this as well? And we're gonna go ahead and close that up. And then some other things I'm missing. Alrighty, so we have the beginnings of basic stuff. We also need to access our, yes, that's, we need to access our model. We're not going to use bcrypt because we already did it on the database side. Probably needed express. Need that. And then router. And then we need the web tokens, I think. Yeah. And then I'm going to, I think most of what I saw said like, put the token elsewhere. And I'm like, this is just too small of a project for me to want to put this in like a whole utilities folder, etc. I just couldn't, it just seemed crowded. Let me double check. We also need their email in this. Oops, that's not a comma. That is. User.email. And then the secret. And then, oh, we need an expiration, don't we? Is it gonna, wow, you're not gonna, oh, because I didn't set up right. Yeah. No, 30 days sounds terrible. Let's do 1 hour. It's like this, yeah. Alrighty, so we have generate token. Let me just double check. That seems reasonable. And then I know we need to generate this in a moment. So let me go open up .env. I didn't make it, that's right. Okay, let's make a .env. We'll come back to that. And then back to register. I don't want to do it. We're going to do login. Login's easier. I actually already have the users table set up with a login from when I was testing on a different project. So I'm wondering if we can just hijack that so I don't have to write the register route because I'm lazy. Not great coding, but then again, I also said, bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing. So, all right. Sure. Const email password is from the body. Find one. I want you to find it on email. And then if user doesn't exist, then I want you to return a status of 400 and tell me I goofed. And then also, I want to wait for whether or not things matched. And this is how I call that function that we just created. It's another await user.compare. Will you do it for me? Interesting. You're not autofilling. Interesting. Thank you. Now you choose to help. How annoying. All right. Then we want to generate a token and then we want to send that back. That's not helpful, Copilot. How many, I wonder if somebody would go do a count on how many times I've said no, Copilot. That's not it. I wonder. This is why I write my try catches differently. Yes, okay. And rather than write server error, I do want you to tell me what the error is. Sure. Okay. Let's sanity check this. I think I'm not quite checking if it's if they're like valid emails and passwords that have been sent in. Like my understanding is that there should be multiple stages that you're checking for accurate things because you want to avoid like insertions and a bunch of other stuff. So I know that we need to check it on the front end where our form needs to expect emails and a password with the appropriate special characters. Then we also want to have something in, I think here in the routes that confirm that like an email and a password has actually been submitted correctly in case someone hijacks this. And then our schema is the final like test that I'm aware of that actually checks like, hey, before you submit this, like, is this actually good? Or like based on like how we've set up like the expectations being like, oh yeah, everything will be of type string, it'll be required, they'll be unique in the table, blah, 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 blah. So I think right now we're not checking right now here, and that's gonna bite us later. But it's fine. It's fine. This is how we debug. But just know I called it. Because Copilot always goofs me up. And I don't know why I still have it enabled, but I'm also like, Bcrypt fact. Time it takes doubles for each increase of 1. If you change the cost factor from 10 to 14, it takes 1.6 seconds to encrypt. Change it to 15, 3.2. Oh, Lord. Maybe I should drop it from 10. The more you know. Right, continuing on. Same deal. We want to get our email and password. And then, let's see. So we want to get the new user, set it up with our schema. And then we want to save it. Generate a token for the user, and then pass that on. Let's add in a message just in case. Does this make sense? I think so. Yeah. Reasonable. Yeah, that seems reasonable. This is going to blow up in my face. Alrighty. Now, I think we need to generate a... Do we need to generate anything? Because we have this. Oh, right. This. That's what we need. Let's go make this. Apparently, I was Googling this. I'm like, how do I create my secret? Apparently, Bcrypt will do that for you. Where I'm just going to copy what I used last time. Because why not? But this is what I found online. And it made me something that I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that works. And so, yeah, I did that. But I had this generate things for me. I chose not to dig into it yet because I'm like, that is a future me dig into. I have a whiteboard next to me that I've written down like things I should know. And this is one of them. So yeah, we are struggle busting on this one, but it's not. I used to do my streams where I would just be like, let's just figure it out. And so most of my streams would end up being me just debugging. And I was like, that's not very enjoyable for most people. I mean, it is very like humbling in the sense of like, oh, people like still debug, I guess. But yeah, cool. I feel like this might be sufficient. I'm actually very curious what happens if I don't do the extra stuff that I have planned for this. So we're doing it on purpose. All right, let's go ahead. I don't think bad actors are plotting on your sticker app. We are in the clear. I love that. Yeah, actually, what's the point of using Passport then? If I haven't even used it, I've just used JSON Web Token. We'll leave it as is for now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's just double check it actually compiles. Cool, server started. Yay. All right, let's switch to the front end then. So we do have to add in another page, which is going to be our register.js. And we're going to need to edit our app.js and our register, our login, and our dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and close these for now. Oh, I just opened that. Put that over there. All right, so currently our login is set up with just a username password, and we're doing some very lame stuff called does it actually equal user and password. Instead, we're going to go ahead and replace that, starting with importing Axios. And we're also going to need to pass in some other information like set auth, which we'll pass in once we actually, let's go fix our app.js. So that way we know what we're passing in before I start making adjustments. I actually realized in moving things around that I wanted to rescope things where I want the dashboard to always be visible, but only if you're logged in can you actually make edits, add stickers, all that stuff. So we're actually going to move login and registration into a component where, depending on what status we're in, we'll show what's going on. I'm also being a little bit of a cheat, and I just want a separate page. I want to make it really annoying for people to try to register because I only want it to be accessible for me. So like, yeah, it's just roll with it. I'm going to get rid of login. I'm going to leave dash as it is, but we are going to get rid of this entirely. Replace login here and get rid of this. So there should only be the home page, which will be our dashboard. So because of that, our dashboard needs to be updated to handle this, where I'm going to do a top level thing. Not sure it's the best organization, but it was the way that made sense to me, where I'm like, well, the dashboard will determine whether things are authenticated or something. I just have so much stuff there that I'm like, I think top level should be authentication. Maybe there is rhyme and reason, perhaps only to me. But that means that we're going to go ahead and do a small bit of adjustment. Where I'm in the wrong window. Duh. We want to have is authenticated and set is authenticated because this will determine like what we're showing in our dashboard, right? So it means we're going to pass in is auth is equal to is authenticated. Come on. And then we also want to do set auth, and I'm just shortening them because less likely to make a typo. Set is authenticated. Okay, so these are the two that we're going to start with. And then we also need a use effect where we're actually going to use this to handle being logged in. You're doing weird things. I want this to be a token though. So JWT. So when I was looking at tutorials online, they were like, oh, JWT token. I'm like, but that's like ATM machine. You're just saying token twice. So no. So we're going to name it JWT. We could name it JW token. And what else was it? I did see this and I didn't get a chance. I was doing prep like literally in the last hour and a half. So I am like, I don't know what this means. And I would really love to know more about what it is that is going on here with this double bang. Like what is going on? Why are we doing this? I've never seen this before, but again, I've never done all this. I'm like, oh. So that's something I'm gonna go quickly Google once you had it. Come on, give me the logout. Yes, remove the items, set authenticates. Okay, so these are being processed, and then we also need to do handle logout equals handle logout. Cool. Okay, so we have a bunch of stuff now to deal with login here. Do we need anything else for this? No, but I want to go research why this. Just because I saw it and I copied it and it worked, and I'm like, but why? Double bang in JavaScript. Shorthand value to convert a Boolean. Ew, this is syntactic sugar. This. Okay, here's a little lecture. You should use like an actual readable thing. Is this standardized? Is this standardized, really? Oh, some style guides like Airbnb prefer it for their conciseness. Others prefer explicitness. Ugh. This bothers me. This bothers me. Like, I get it, but like, okay, fine, I'll leave it. The more you know. It's not readable unless you know, and it's not. Yeah. Okay. Well, today's lucky 10,000. Learn something new, or was it 1 in 10,000 or something? I think it's 1 in 10,000. There's an XKCD comic that says like everyone is always learning something new, and that's not exactly what they say directly, but they pretty much were like, oh, you're one of today's lucky 10,000 because there's that many people who learn something new. I think that day. I'm sure it's now changed to something like in that moment. This is a bold statement, and you're absolutely right. Bold of me to assume JavaScript should make sense, because you would think. No wonder these old guys use C++. Yeah, because it never changes, it's consistent, and it's reliable as heck. I had a similar opinion for a very long time. I think there are some things, like, I've seen some nasty stuff, though. So in C++, and I think in C, with pointers and references, I can't remember the exact combination, but I saw some nasty referencing, dereferencing, where it was on types, where I was setting up the type for a specific reference I was passing in. And it was like asterisk, asterisk, parenthesis, ampersand, asterisk. Like, it was some nasty combo of referencing and dereferencing. And I was like, why are we doing this? What are we doing that requires this? And they're like, it works. And I'm like, no. No one ever does the same thing in the same way ever. That makes me think about a lot of things. Because now I'm like, but what about? I'm like, no, that's different. That is a very interesting statement to make. Oh, they had researched the wow. Okay. That's cool. Can you tell I'm trying to kill time because I don't know what I'm doing? No. I do have some functioning code. It does get us to the end point, but these are fun. Like, this is the end of the series. It's good to have some fun. We're finally making it to functionality, although we are going to definitely have bugs. Like, I'm calling it. We are going to absolutely have bugs, and it's going to be insane. Okay. So we're making one path, dashboard, call that, blah, 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 blah. Handle logout. Okay. No, seems fine. Cool. Login. Coming back to this, we now have, that's right, we were in dashboard, and I wanted to go to here. Underneath this, I want to say logout. Logout. And this is going to be our, what did we just make those? Oh, set off. Am I passing it in like this? I can't remember exactly what I gotta do. And then I need to add that to here. So we have set auth is auth, handle logout. Yeah, we usually have a lot of distractions, which is good. Like, I like them. Don't get me wrong. Especially when I've been like hyper focused for too long, I'm like, we need to be doing other things. Otherwise, it's stressful. I'm also, that's right, I was going to arbitrarily copy this because it's basically the same layout and I'm lazy. So we're going to just copy that. And instead of this, we want a register button. Register. And then handle, submit. What I wanted was handling the registration. So let's do registration here because we'll just copy it over for login and swap some tiny things. That makes way more sense to me. Okay, so rather than username, we're also going to replace username with let's match case. Username with email and username, email. Alrighty. Come on. Set email. Yeah, I've been focusing way too hard for like 4 days straight on this. It's time to stop. We don't need to do this check anymore. Okay, so we'll replace that. Make sure email is good. Email, register. Okay, that part's fine. Oh, that needs to change. Register. All right. And okay, let's go update this stuff. So we're going to do a response. Wait, because we're going to wait for that. There we go. Yes, except we literally have something for this. Come on, mouse. You can cooperate with me. I know I keep using this, and I know there's a better way to do it. It's just easier to let it autofill for me because I never remember the exact environment. Okay. What else do we need? We want the email and password. And that should be that. Oh, what are you yelling about? Oh, it's because I don't have an async. Duh. We're getting there. I'm learning in the process. We are going to do local storage where it's not setting. That's right. We have, wait, isn't that, I set this somewhere. It was on app. Yes, but this is to get the item. So we need to put the item there first. Okay, cool. We're good for now. And we're naming it JWT. Pass in the token and set auth to true. We need to pass that in up there. Set auth. And then we also need to, do we need to navigate? Let's see if that needs to happen. And then I forgot to put this all in a try catch. Derp, try, catch error, oops, console.log, just for giggles, just in case. And then also, yes, that's right. We also need an error tracker. Let's go add another, yes, that. Set error, yes. Great. Let's go move all this here. Okay. Cool. So that goes back to our dash. Use the best base URL. Gets token set up. Great. Now we need to add this here. This should be registration. Register. And we also, yes, something like that. If error exists, then shove an error. Let's also do some light styling. So that way we know it's an actual error and we're going to make it color red. Yeah. Okay. And let's go add this to our login because that's not too bad. And then let's go copy this all. That's dangerous. This is going to bite me. And we'll leave that the same-ish. That's right. We need to go find username. Let's not do a match on case. This should be email. set email. Anything else? Login is fine. Save that. All right, let's go change this up. This needs to be login. And then what else do we have? I think it actually is pretty much the same. Right. Register, we want that. Login, yeah, we'll let that be for now. Maybe we change that to something else. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything? I think we have everything. Just double checking my cheat sheet. Technically, yes. Technically. Okay, so how am I putting this in? I think I was planning on doing this in dashboard. Right. This should be login. And did we... that's what we didn't do. We need set auth. Needs to go in here. Anything else? No. Maybe. Let's go open this. Let's go run this and see what it yells at us about. Right now, the only thing that should be there is we shouldn't have a login page anymore, but we should have issues. Use state is not defined. Great. Login. Really? App.js line 6. My bad. Wait, huh? There we go. Login is not defined on dashboard. That's just because we need to go import that up here. Those need to be made components. I'll refactor that later. That's pages for now. And let's go do this. Oops, daisy. And this will be register. Okay. Let's go see what happened. Dashboard should no longer exist. Okay. Let's go ahead and close that. All right. So we now have our login and our upload new sticker. I think we need to do a little bit more. Well, right now it's not pulling the back end because we're not running the back end because I forgot something. But it's also, we don't have register showing. So I'm going to be terribly lazy. And I'm just going to do this. Register. And also, let's move this here. And we're also going to say if is authenticated. Okay, this needs to be is auth. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's fine. And then get rid of that. Change that to login. I don't know where you're getting that one from. Okay, so is auth, register is auth. Okay, let's double check that it's the right name. Is auth. I don't have a handle logout. That's what I needed to make as well. So handle logout is going to be another button in our line of buttons where if not, yeah, there we go. Handle logout, where it's going to be a button. And we're going to say if they are authenticated. Wait. If they are not authenticated, we want them to see those. If they are authenticated, we want to show a logout button. Okay. Sanity check. Yes, great. We now have both. Hooray. Cool. And let's go handle logout. Let's just put that here. Handle logout. And that one, my understanding is that it's pretty straightforward. We need to remove... Wait, no, we pass that in. We pass that in through app. Yes, we did. So we don't even need any of that. We should just have this. Let's double check. Yes, it's up there. Great. Okay, handle logout's good. The only other thing is it's not. So the thing I was mentioning was that I wanted people to not have to log in to see my sticker collection. So we shouldn't touch fetch stickers. But I do want to make sure that anything regarding editing, handling, saving, whatever, is not available to them. So this is only accessed when we hit save. So they actually need to get to that modal. This would be to opening a sticker. So I think this is one of the functions, set restrictions, and then saving. Yes. So there's one other thing we need to do. So if authenticated, oh, we don't want to get, stop that. This should be GHW. This is not, we don't need this anymore. That needs to be deleted. Okay, we can get rid of that. And we can go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, back to what we were doing. We fetched the stickers. We saved the stickers. We just need to do handle edit sticker and saving a new sticker. Let's double check. I feel like this is so very simple. I think this is after we upload. This just needs to be in an if statement. Duh. If, yes, if there is authentication, then do editing. Or at least, yeah, editing. And then else, yes, you must be logged in to edit a sticker. Fantastic. Do we need a return on these? Not really. We'll see if that needs it. And then this is just to handle editing. I want to handle when we add a sticker. So this should actually be the upload new sticker button. I feel like, let's see. Just seeing what I've got. We can actually pair this up where this gets moved into, because we already have that logic here, where we're already checking is authenticated. Goodness, there we go. So these are now here. Yes, I know you don't like this. It's because I'm working on it. And we're gonna just put that in parentheses, and no, you still don't like it. I think it's because I need to just put this in an object. Yeah, I think, oh goodness. Come on. It's not that now. Okay, great. We did more syntactic sugar that I'm not happy about, but it works now. Okay, so let's, now we don't see a add upload sticker button. Yay, cool. Let's keep going. I think we should do the same logic here for, well, technically they should be separate, and I need to figure out like how to just merge them. And I think the answer is just add a secondary button that does the different thing and then merge the files. Let's do that. That's actually so much smarter than whatever it is that I'm doing, because it's all the same thing. This should be, yeah, let's just merge this into one file, because I clearly didn't think about what I was doing. All right. Because they basically were copies. So live refactoring. Let's make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. This handle submit. Let's do handle registration and copy. We'll just copy this. Handle login. And then get rid of this. Don't save. Then we have a second button. And that's our login. And then, oh, but then I have two, Lord, let's just add an on click. This is what I get. Handle login. I don't know if this is gonna work. I think I'm messing with things beyond my understanding. It's just, this is so simple, but like, surely I can do this. Surely. I don't know. Handle registration. Okay. Handle submit is not defined. Thank you. For months. Oh. What if we just got rid of it? Will you yell at me then? Okay. Now we just have the one button. Let's go delete login. Delete. Move to recycling bin. Okay. I deleted the wrong file. I guess it would be sign in up is one way to go about it. Rename. I can't rename it here. Lovely. Sign in up. Okay, yes. This should be moved to components. Yes. Yes, updates. Okay, great. So now these are components, and I don't need all of that. I just need this to be named something different for consistency. Sign in up. And up. Watch this totally break. Login is not defined. I'm well aware. Now we only need one. Get rid of you. Signing up is not. Oh no. Oh, okay. My desktop blacked out. Great. Great. That's not good. Well, I guess I'll be restarting my computer after this. We might end a little early on purpose so that way I can do that and hope that it doesn't interrupt stream, because that's the second time it's done this. Terrifying. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the header, which is here. And yes, this. Great. Cleaner design. Sorry, that was a very necessary tangent. Okay, I don't know if it's actually going to work still. Let's go back to the back end. Right. So I wanted to protect certain routes. So that will be in sticker routes, where we don't want to touch get all stickers. That should remain unprotected, if you will. Posting a new sticker needs to be protected. Getting a specific sticker is fine, but editing one is not. Okay, so we have two functions we need to update there. Okay, and let me just double check. Oh, gosh. This is where, okay, now I understand what I goofed on. That was an old note. Okay, let's go ahead and make passport happen now. No, I don't need that. Okay. And okay, so I'm going to use passport to protect my routes. And what else do I need? I don't understand enough of passport to explain what I'm doing. I just know I did this and it worked. That could be a Google thing that we do right after I'm done doing this, except I didn't need to do that there. I needed to do it in the protected ones. Okay, here. When we post a sticker, and then I need to do it on the put. Okay. And I think that should be enough. Yeah. Let's go not do that. Let's see. I think I need to tell Passport what to do, though. Yeah. I think. Let's see if it yells at me. I'm just really curious. Oh. Sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off. Oh, it's on Do Not Disturb, so that should not have gone off. Sorry about that, folks. Actually, let me do something really quick just in case, because that is not someone I expected to be calling me. Okay. We'll just, yeah, we might need to finish early depending on the answer I get back. Concerning. Anyway, got distracted. We were doing authentication. I was testing that the server was running. Okay. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. Had a family member who never calls me call me, and that was weird. My computer also just crashed a little bit again. Okay. All right, I'm picking up the signs. I'm not allowed to finish today. Let's wrap this up so we can have a functioning, authenticated project, and then let's talk stickers after because that's fun and not so much weird debugging that I have to deal with. Cool. Alrighty, getting back on track. I think need to configure passport because that's what I did. I don't know why. I'm gonna do it anyway. Because yes, I want to use this. Well, let's just see if it works without me doing anything because it's not going to work, but I want to see it break. Gmail.com. And then inspect. I just want to see it break. Okay. Fetching. Wait, what? Did I not put the backend up? No, it's connected. So why are you telling me? All right, we may have to do some debugging. Okay, yes, stickers are got. Yay, good. Hooray. Did I restart the backend when I made those changes? No, I didn't. Just in case, let's go restart that. Yeah, sorry about that interruption, folks. Just a weird thing. All right, but okay, yeah, but it is getting things. I just want to make it do things. I want to see where it breaks. Register. Alrighty. 404 not found. Is that the post request for register? Okay. Whoa. That's not what I wanted. What do you mean it's not found? Okay, so it was in line 15. 15 is our API/register. Did I? That's what I didn't do. I never set up using the route. We're gonna do auth and auth routes, and then gonna need to copy that auth route so it knows where to find it. Weird extra. Cool. And then let's go double check those routes that got generated. This is under auth routes. Okay, it's just /register/login. Cool. Okay. Let's go restart that server. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay. Stickerbase has already been declared. That's because I goofed. I forgot to change that. All right. Try again. Fantastic. Backend is up. Let's go ahead and refresh. I'm literally typing in 1 through 0. Alrighty. Not found again. Okay. I have no idea. Is there something I'm supposed to do in app.js that I'm missing? I think there is. That sounds like something I would have missed. Although I am purposely skipping steps because I did want to see how it breaks. Just don't understand why. What else do I need? That's not changed. Let's just go add in passport. I know what I need to add for that, and let's just go do that. And then I did have this configure passport bit, but I'm not sure how. Okay, so context being, I ran out of time with like prepping and a bunch of other stuff. So I had ChatGPT be like, "Hey, I want to integrate passport into my code. Like, how do I do that?" And they're like, "Oh, here's this like function." And I'm like, "But do we need this?" So that's the question I have for chat. Do we need this like file that I'm about to make? Because I feel like it's redundant. But I don't know enough of what's going on to actually be like, well, no. So we're gonna make a config folder, and that's gonna be passport. I see. That's what I thought it was. That is very sorry. Just it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, configuring passport. So again, minimal knowledge that I know. ChatGPT, obviously having the power of the internet. God knows if it's actually gonna do this. All right, so it told me to do these things, and I didn't get a chance to find a tutorial to be like, do I not do this? And we're not using local. We're using JWT. And let's change that to be JWT. This is lowercase strategy. And then I'm going to need that user model, and I'm going to require .env. So I'm going to access that and go ahead and configure that. That's fairly standard. No one's yelling at me, so therefore it's probably fine. Let's see what you give me. Yes, but I'm not doing all of that. I am doing something else. I don't know what this specifically is, but I guess I'm sending this, so that's fine. Okay. That pieces. Context AI. Hey, I will definitely check it out after I'm done with the streams this week. Because I'm gonna go back and like refactor and redo this whole project because I've been like flying by the seat of my pants. And that is good to know. I have been woefully distracted on a lot of things since writing my dissertation. And now that it's done, I'm like, oh yes, let us remember how to interact with the real world again. What do we need to do things now? So here we are, where I am post dissertation defense, and now I'm like, oh, I'm so behind on everything. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can see why. I'm gonna use that when I refactor this project. Oh, well, it sounds like you should ask me questions about that so we can get distracted. We can talk about it while I write this up. I just need to confirm something with a family member really fast. Yeah, that was a very unneeded interruption. And it's not that I'm like, my family is really nice, except this was uncalled for. Anyway, but yes, so writing GWP strategy, gonna do a try, const user, oh wait, user by, yeah, payload ID, and then if the user exists, return this, otherwise do that. I don't know what I'm typing because Copilot's giving me everything and it's matching what I have in my folder. Again, I ran out of time on reading up on this to be like, oh yeah, I totally know what I'm talking about. I'm allowed to not know. It works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right. Module exports equals configure passport. Goodness gracious. Alrighty. And then we did all that. Let's go restart this again. Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay. What are my bugs? Extract is not because I didn't import it. I forgot it. Extract GWT. All right. What else do I need? Did I initialize it in app.js? Yes, I did. Did I have to use it anywhere else? I'm just checking my notes. No. Where else are we looking at things? All right. Just wanted to make sure. No, still no. Oh, did I copy something I wasn't supposed to? Oh, duh. I should probably make sure I've initialized it before I go and use it. That would be smart. Okay. Now we have something maybe functional. For what it's worth, even if this is not functional, I have functional code that I'm going to push instead. So it's okay. Still not found. We love that. This is what I get for cutting corners. But again, I wanted to learn, and this is the best way to learn, even if I'm very confused. Okay. Let's go hunting. Did I miss anything in here? Not that I'm aware of. No. Okay. Dashboard is authenticated. Yada yada yada. That's fine. Dashboard itself is also fine. And we can close that. And that, there wasn't much that I needed to edit here. It was just those. And okay. That's fairly standard. That shouldn't change. So this is for I am not sure. All right, you know what? We're gonna take a pause. No, I want to figure it out. I want to figure it out. Alrighty, or not. I don't think I'm gonna be allowed to. That's okay. Okay, getting back on track because I keep getting distracted. Gosh, they were so right about doing a shorter series. All right, I understand. My limit is 4. Noted. Okay, so we know it's the handle registration because that's the only one we've tried. I'm actually really curious. So I have a functioning. Okay, so both are broken. Yeah, both are broken. Okay, that's fine. So if both login and registration are broken, then let's go take a look at those routes because maybe there's something going on here. And let me go check. How far off am I? Require web token. We've generated using the ID and the email, and then we have created a token that expires in an hour, and we're returning that. Actually, could it be? No, it's not this. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, that's not it. And then /register, right? Because I'm not doing /APIs. Okay. And then I'm not checking the content because I'm lazy, but we're checking the body. Yes. And then we see, is this a new user? And then, ooh. So something I have in my notes is that I'm checking if the user actually exists before I do anything, which is smart. I should add that in really quick because that's a good check. User exists, or I need a Let me just set this up first. This user exists, await user, find one, and we're going to search by email. Yes, actually, I think I already have this written in my login. Yes, I already have this here. But now, if it exists, then I want to return a status of 400, and I want to have a error user already exists. Okay, let's start figuring out what's going on, and then otherwise now we can create a new user in case they already exist, because I know that user I was using doesn't exist yet, but good to have. And then yes, we have a user and password. We save the user. Maybe it's how I generate tokens. I am printing the error though. It just says it fails though. It's the full response. Give me more information, but I don't think I have any. It shows my password. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, that's this is why I did plain numbers. Interesting. Okay. Huh. I don't know. Rats. User already exists, plural. And that's pretty standard. And then for login, well, both of them didn't work. So is there something I'm not doing that I should be? So I have this, I find it. If the user doesn't exist, do that. If the match doesn't exist, but it's not telling me that it's not a match. It's telling me that it's not finding it, which is different. So let's start here. And I've set up AP. Wait. I do this every time. I've done this so many times. Let's go reset that. Okay. All right. Let me in. Oh, that's different though. I'll take different error. Okay, it doesn't like data. Let's I cannot read and set auth is not a function. But honey, it okay, whatever. Uncaught promise, sign up 21. Oh, Copilot, you ruining me. Okay. Object's not valid. Found object with keys. Use array. That's probably... Oh, it's still throwing an error, I guess? Wait. Objects are not valid as a React child. If you mean to render a collection, use an array instead. But where are you throwing this error? It's on 20? Oh, okay. Well, then just do that. Okay. Same thing. Okay. This was on... Okay, but... Oh, user already exists. Why aren't you telling me that? Okay, but this is error.response.data.error. Tell me that instead of freaking out. Okay, well now it's telling me user already exists. That's great. Why are you not telling me that? What is this? Where are you coming from? Where am I? Probably that. Okay, so since the user already exists, now I need to remember what my password was. Because I've been doing an arbitrary amount of... I don't have marked keys, so I don't know where I ended. Okay. Okay, I'm still not logged in, but... Nope, not that. Let's try the one that I know is actually working. I can't spell anything today. User already exists. I wanted to log in. Bad request. Cries. Okay, but we fixed some things. I'll have to investigate. Okay, well, that was frustrating. Why don't we pause here? I think this is a good place to stop. I will get this functional and up and post it on GitHub tonight because I have working code and I'm like, I don't know why this one isn't working. It's because I skipped some steps and I just don't know where it is. I've skipped it. We figured out it was at least some of the URLs. Is there anything else that I missed maybe? Nope, that's all the same. Yeah, if there's any questions, you're welcome to ask. I'll probably try and have him... I mean, if there's no questions, you're also welcome to go. But actually, wait, who is next? Oh, perfect. Next up, you have Jocelyn in about an hour and a half, who will teach you more about MongoDB. So I know we did a like super fast course through Mongo, and we did a lot more like database design than we did actually working with Mongo and calling functions. So you've seen me use things like find one. You might see other things like find many or something like that. But Jocelyn is one of our more new coaches. So give her a warm hello in about an hour and a half, where she'll tell you how to hack with MongoDB in probably a much better way than I did. Because again, we speedran that. Oh yes. How dissertation defense went. Well, I was horribly sick. I had a conference that I was organizing and we got sick, which sucked. So I went into my dissertation defense with a very bad sore throat. And I'm like, it's fine. I have to present for 30 minutes. But it actually went very, very well. I was told that I did a great job. I passed with major revisions. So people really liked my presentation. And I have another friend who was like easily like top best articulated PhD defense in like what he's seen, because he's seen a lot of people graduate. But like that went really well. I had lots of good questions. I even had Swift show up to my defense because I know he was curious about some of the work I was doing. Because my work is on hackathon communities, where my hope is that I'll understand more about why is it that we come together and how is it that we create these safe environments, such that like we can keep doing that, but on purpose instead of intuitively. Which like seems common sensey, where it's like, well, of course you should create a safe environment. And it's like, yes, but sometimes people do it without meaning to and go, well, yeah, this works, and don't actually realize that maybe they could be doing something better. And so that was kind of the nature of my research. But yeah, it was a really good time. We bought mochi nut donuts, which are like mochi based donuts. We bought some really nice coffee. Everybody was pretty happy about it. I made it okay. So with the conference, I got sick with the common cold. The rest of the conference got sick with norovirus, which if you're not familiar with it, it is a very bad stomach bug. So the rest of the conference was even worse off than I was, and I felt horrible for them, but I was like, okay, cool. So I'm fighting off potentially norovirus while I'm defending. Great. Turns out, no, I escaped. I escaped unscathed. I didn't have noro. Originally, so we all thought it was food poisoning. And so the day of that I was there, I like felt sick because I was so anxious. And I'm like, is it food poisoning? Is it anxiety? Who knows? It was anxiety. It was totally anxiety. But it was a great time. I had so many people show up. I didn't realize how many people would show up. both in person and online. Very cool experience. As far as defenses go, which I've done like a thesis defense for a master's and a like honors college defense when I was an undergrad. So those I was not proud of, but this one I actually am. It went really well. So I am waiting on my committee to give me my edits basically. And so I'll probably take the better part of next semester to finish that, but then I'm officially done. And I'm Dr. If You Round. So Dr. C's, I've been slowly updating my social media, where people are like, well, you've defended, so you're doctor now. And I'm like, in name, technically no, but yes, because you're rounding, therefore I will round because you've given me permission. So yeah. So I'm very glad that it's over because now I'm like, all these brain cells that have been allocated to finish the dissertation, write the dissertation, defend the dissertation, all that like brain power has just been reallocated slowly, which is why we were able to do so much compared to past streams for this, even though like there were interruptions distracting me from actually like following through on fixing this, which again I will fix and I will push this later. Yeah, I'm it's nice being over the hump, so to speak. And now it's like, oh, it's just routine edits. Like it's fine. So I've been crafting a lot and playing a lot of video games, and coding is something I'm trying to build back into my schedule, which is why I'm like, oh my God, I'm so behind. There's so many libraries I had no idea about that I'm like, I can research them now. So it's very exciting. It's very nice to have more free time. I got a 3D printer finally for my partner and I have been printing things nonstop. So actually, because I've been streaming, I've had to pause printing. So I've been trying to find prints and time them so I can print them in between streams and then keep going because I'm like, I have a queue of things to do. But yeah, so very not so happy about the fact that we had bugs, but also not surprised we had bugs because that's how all my streams end. I usually end up figuring it out after when I just have some focus time and a lot more Google like freedom to like not be paranoid about doxing myself. But yeah. Any other questions? I think I had mentioned showing my stickers. I have so many. Actually, wait, that's right. I had a whole album of stickers that I had staged. Let me change the view on this. Some people have seen this because I've done this. This is like I've tried to do this project a decent amount of times. But we actually like made it most of the way. But here I have almost every MLH sticker since 2016. Let's see if it'll come on. Will it let me? No, it won't. But this is among some of the first stickers I ever got. Ooh, I need to retake that. There is a cat hair there. And then of course we have, let's see if I can do, no, I can't. Then we have some stickers from the event that I helped found and run, and that's the Sunhack stickers. And then I actually don't have, these were taken ages ago, but like, look at Frankie and like how holographic they were. So cute. But yeah, so my plan was actually to 3D print a tripod or borrow my partner's tripod, set up my phone in a way that the shadows aren't that bad because I have this black matte background here. And so I'm going to just like mark with an X or a plus sign to do a, like just start like scanning in all my photos. So that way I can technically do my uploading on my newly hosted Stickerbase when I finally get this on AWS, or even locally, that I can just like upload and go. Because what I would really love to do is like, oh, I'm at a hackathon coaching. Take out my phone, go to the website, hit upload new photo, and then just take a picture right then and there, because that would be great. And also to be like, hey, do I have this photo? Let's like search this hackathon, whatever. So we are finally at the point that like we can pretty much do that. I just need to figure out hosting, which is very exciting. Otherwise, it just has to wait until I come home from an event and I can just do it on my Wi-Fi network and on my desktop. But yeah, oh, I can go. Okay, yeah. So yes, I do have the duck circle. I have both of them. So here is regular ducky, and then here is shiny ducky. I, in fact, have that. I also, I think I know that there was like, what was it? There was something else that happened that MLH did. Oh yeah, there's like these. There's another color version of this where he's a robot, I think, and I have that one as well. There's a teal ducky. Wait, I don't see. This is why I needed my sticker base, so I could be like, oh, I have that. I don't know if I think I do. I think I have that. I feel like I should have that with the amount of time I've been around, but it's entirely possible I don't have it, which is very upsetting because that means I have a gap in my collection. But yeah, so I'm planning on like just streamlining the like sticker photo process so I can just upload and go. That is really good to know. I will have to go hunting to see. But yeah, I have demo stickers from a decent amount of the events that I've attended. Whenever there was excess, because I hated taking from hackers. So there's a couple instances where I'm like, I want it so bad, but I would rather give it to a hacker. And yeah. So I actually did know someone who I got the idea from them. They made a Firebase hosted sticker database where they were seeking out SVGs so that way, or like just even like rendering files from the artist so that way they could go and print them themselves, like go like order a 25 pack of them. So that way they would just not miss out on those kinds of things. So I don't feel like creating a whole economy in a day, so I will not be doing that. However, that could be something that someone does as a fork of this project. Just a thought. Because my hope is that this is like open source, open hosting, whatever. Oh, nice. The best stickers are the ones that you find that you're like, oh my gosh, like no one has this. Or that you find them and you're like, oh, I thought I lost these. Or like when they come out of the, okay, so I sometimes forget stickers in my pocket and they go through the wash and I'm like, no. And then they're usually okay. So the ones that survive the wash are good quality stickers because they are unwarped by my washing machine. But yeah, I have so many stickers. And so since I go to HackCon, there's always the sticker exchange. So I always get more, but I'm always like, do I have these? I don't know. Ooh, that's something I'll have to solve for. If I host this, normally HackCon has terrible phone signal. So this needs to be cached in some way so I can speedy like pull up what stickers I have and how many. I arguably it would be the CS. Because I was lazy and I knew that I could spend so many streams on design and not actually get functionality. Yeah, so this is actually a thought I've been having of like, what if I just have a locally stored app? So like, I'm also thinking about like, what if I just like downloaded down sample, like I could say like, download a small version of my database if I had that kind of feature. So I like further down sample the images to like store in cache. That wouldn't be a bad idea. There's a couple ideas, but the point is first I need this functional, then I can work on like making it mobile friendly and all this other stuff. But because we have most of the functions, like it was working before I did auth. Therefore, we're pretty much mostly functional. It's also on GitHub anyway, so it is functional at the current version, but once I go through and fix all this auth stuff, it'll be good to go. Cool. Well, I think with that, it's a good time to go ahead and let y'all go and say thanks for joining this stream series. If you'd like to learn more about MongoDB, there is a stream coming up in an hour and a couple minutes. Definitely show Jocelyn some love. She's brand new. And if you would like to see more of my streams where I have more semblance of an idea of what's going on than doing authentication, because we will not be doing that again, I actually have a workshop that I'm doing tomorrow. I think it's around like the same time as today's, where I'm going to teach you all how I learned how to do databases, which is the hardest way, I think, because I had no classes. I had no tutorials. I just had to like deep dive forever and let the ADHD run wild. But I also think it's a great real world experience. So sometimes you might be given weird data sets that you're being told, like, make a database out of this. And you're like, ooh, You want me to process this now? Ooh. So there's that workshop. And then as always, I'll have a Git workshop, I think Tuesday. And if you were at, I think the last Global Hack Week or 2 Global Hack Weeks ago, it'll be pretty much the same content. But I'm hoping that now that I'm done with this stream, I will have some bandwidth to look into patches and share. I think, what was it? It was patches that we didn't really get a chance to go in depth about, showing what that was like. So I want to take some time to see if I can scrounge up an example to show people in action what it is. Alrighty. Thanks, y'all, for your patience, especially with today's stream. Really appreciated y'all chiming in where you could. Enjoy the quick break before the next stream, so make sure you get water, grab a snack, eat dinner, whatever time zone it is, or breakfast if you're up very, very early on the other side of the world. But yeah, thanks so much, and have a good rest of your Global Hack Week if I don't see ya.